Well, Neil, you've had time to look back on the result against Reading, the performance as well. I know it was a view at the end, it was an excellent point. What's your view now? More importantly, what's the mood like amongst the players? Because it was an excellent comeback and a great show of character.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, we were pleased with our comeback in the dressing room after the game. But I said to the players, yeah, let's not be too pleased. It's only a point, and we don't want to be putting ourselves in that position on too many occasions because it won't be often that you come back from 2-0 down. So we have to learn from a couple of things that we needed to improve on in the first half. We've got to be a bit more competitive all over the pitch. Still play with more aggression, in my opinion. But second half, we definitely showed that, with our power and running forward and passing forward and getting players in the box. That was exactly what I want the team to look like in the future. Now, we've done that for 45 minutes. We've got to be able to do that for 90 plus minutes, and we've got to be able to do that game after game. Now, we understand also that we're going to have periods of games where you're going to have to defend. And in them moments, that's where we have to make sure that we don't concede. And it seems to be at the moments in games at the moment are go against us when the opposition have a little spell or a shot. Things are just going in. So when things go against us, we have to be calm in them moments, but also make sure that we're resilient and stick together. And because if we do that, then like we've shown in the second half last week, we're capable of causing problems for teams. And some of the work that we've been doing, it was nice to see that on the pitch in the second half last week.
Well, football is all about results. How important is it to not get too carried away when, like you say, sometimes you can feel like everything's going against you? In the case of Reading, they had 3 shots on goal and it resulted in 2 goals.
Yeah, it can be difficult, but that's my job. And I've been standing on the sidelines for many, many years and taken many, many teams and been in all types of different situations and scenarios. And I know when we're playing well, I know when we're not playing well. I know from how we train and the things that we work on, if certain facets of our game are not quite there, then I'll know it's easier to evaluate your performance. In the heat of the battle, that can be difficult because it's an emotional game, and you do get the scoreline does play a part in your emotions. But I have to strip that away with the staff and evaluate the performance as a whole. We don't get too up when we win, and we don't get too down when we lose. That's really important, and we're concentrating on improving our performance because at the end of the day, the performances will bring the results. So we have to believe in our process.
Swansea this weekend, they've had a difficult run of form, but in the last 3 games they've turned that around. 2 wins and a narrow defeat against runaway leaders Burnley. Within that, a 4-0 win over Watford. Everyone knows how Swansea play. You have to be patient against them. But what are you expecting at Loftus Road on Saturday?
Yeah, that 4-0 result against Watford shows you what they're capable of. They're an outstanding football team in the way that they play the game. They provide you with a unique challenge in this division, and they've got some real top quality players, and they've got a really good way of playing the game. I'm sure Russell, like myself, will be wanting to be a bit more consistent and string some more results together to be competing at the top end of this division. So we know what we're going to be facing. It'll be a really tough game. They do provide, lots of problems for you, but it's up to us to play our game and provide some problems for Swansea as well. So looking forward to the game. We're at home. We need to improve our home form, and it'd be nice to give our supporters 3 points at home.
QPR fans have been excited by the arrival of Jamal Lowe before he came on the pitch, and he certainly made an impression when he did come on the pitch at Reading. How pleased have you been by how he's settled in, and is he banging on the manager's door for a place in the starting 11 on Saturday?
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, he's come here to play. That was the idea of him coming from Bournemouth, where he hadn't had many match minutes this season. He wants to come and play and stamp his make an impact here on the group. He did that last week, coming off the bench for half an hour, made a big contribution in in the team, getting back into the game. He settled in really quickly. He's a really good guy. You can see his quality in training. We just have to now make sure we manage him. I understand everyone's excited to see him on the pitch, and myself included, because he's got experience in this division and he's a quality player. But we also want him fit and available for the last 19 games. So we have to manage him in this period until he's then capable of playing 90 minutes every single week, because I think he could be a really good addition and make a big impact for us in the second half of the season.
And in that queue, banging on the manager's door, is Stefan Johansson stood there as well?
Yes, Stefan is, yeah, he's trained for a couple of weeks now. Unfortunately, we'd have liked to have been involved in a couple of the B team games, and again, there's no substitute for getting your boots and shin pads on and getting your sort of bearings on the pitch by playing a few games, and those B team games unfortunately have been called off. So we've tried to get him up to speed as best as we can in training, but again, there's no sort of substitute for improving your fitness by playing. So Stefan's back involved. He's an experienced player. He's a leader in the group, and again, hopefully, I've not seen him yet in my 6 weeks here. Hopefully, his influence will again play a big part in us improving in the second half of the season.